All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And this is gonna be, Lord willing, be an edifying, very, very mighty video through the Spirit, man. This topic right here is not really talked about in the Christian church. We not it's not talked about of the miracles in the scriptures, and it's not taught about who doing these miracles. It was not even taught about that we can still do these things, man. It was plenty of accounts of our forefathers and our foremothers doing some amazing acts in the scriptures, and we have those same exact powers. We can do what they did. Same thing that Yahweh Shai did, who the world called Jesus Christ. We can do those things, man. We can do those miracles, but we just gotta have the faith. And a lot of people don't believe because we're a faithless generation. We don't truly believe the stuff that we can do. And the Most High God is our number one source. But when we not connected with Him and we into all other things, of course we're not gonna be able to do this stuff no more like our forefathers did, because we're not tuned in with our main source, the Most High God. It was time we was connected to the animals, and they show you in certain movies like Avatar, how they was Avatar 2, how they was connected to the animals, talking to the animals, right? We was into all that stuff, man, and they understand that. They understand how powerful we is as a people, and that's one reason why they cannot let you know that you're an Israelite. They cannot let you know that you are the greatest people on the face of the planet, because when they let you know those things, that's your power. Their job is to not allow you to know that you're powerful and to keep you away from your source, which is the Most High God. So that's why we get into so much other stuff in it. That's why so much distractions in this world, to keep you away from your God and from keeping you away from knowing who you are. Because once you realize that you're an Israelite, you Black and Latinos, once you realize that you're an Israelite, and once you realize that you have a God that's willing to do anything for you, man, that's scary to the other nations, man. That's scary to them, man. They don't want to see us go through that. They don't want to see us have our strength back, have our power. I mean, like our forefathers was literally doing, miracles, even going to war, slaying thousands of men. Saul killed his thousands, David killed his 10,000s. Right? We was literally putting men to flight, man. Right? And that's when we was listening to the Most High God, and obeying Him. That's why we tell our people to come back to the Most High God, man. Come back to the Most High God, because when you have the Most High God on your side, you can do anything. The scriptures say if you have faith the size of a mustard seed. Now our mustard seed is very, 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 very tiny, man. But if you had a faith of the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, man. You can literally move mountains with the faith of a mustard seed. I don't think brothers and sisters don't really understand how powerful we truly are. Not was, how powerful we truly are still to this day. We are still a powerful, beautiful group of people. We just lost our heritage. We lost everything. Going back to Jeremiah 17:4. We lost everything, man. Right? We forgot how powerful we was. You gotta think about it. We are the princes and princesses of the earth. We are literally the princes and princesses of this earth, man. We are literally gods. And I'm gonna prove that in the scriptures. We are gods of this earth. We were made to rule this earth. And the scriptures speak on that. So I'm gonna get some precepts. This lesson, Lord willing, be edifying the brothers and sisters. And Lord willing, it shows you how powerful you could be if you just listen to the Most High God, man. Listen to Him. This Lord willing, show you how powerful you can truly, truly be. So can you give me Luke chapter 10 and verse 19, baby?
Con will do. This book of Luke chapter 10 and verse number 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by enemies hurt you. Notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits is subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
Hey, Baba Kashak, can you show it on the screen?
I'm not showing on the screen. Oh, Salakia. I'm sorry.
La la. You good? You good?
Dang, my bad, baby. There we go.
Con,
Want me to reread it?
con.
Okay. Okay. Con. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by enemies hurt you. Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not the spirit is subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
Right. So the Lord said, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." So we have power, man. You do. And we not. And I heard a brother named brother I be watching, Mike Malice. Shout out to the brother, man. That's a mighty brother through the spirit. He actually he said, man, we are not human, man, and that's facts. We aren't human. We can't put ourselves down with these other nations, bro. They are regular. They are human. They are regular, man. We are gods of this earth. We are princes. When we say we human, when we say that we human, we belong. Now we steeping down to these heathen level. So everybody human. Everybody believes red. We the same. No, no. We are literally the gods of this place, and nobody can't do the stuff that we do. Even on a lower level, so like you talking about these sports. We know that we run the sports. We know that if we wasn't in the sports entertainment, they wouldn't make no money. If we wasn't in the music entertainment, they wouldn't make. I mean, the music industry, they wouldn't make no money. If we wasn't in the Hollywood, they wouldn't make no money. They wouldn't make anything if we wasn't here. We are literally we are literally guys, man. And the Lord said He give us power. We have power, man. Because the Most High God, what's different from us? What's different from well, you got the Black and Latinos and Native American Indians, which are the Israelites, and what make us different than all these other races, which are the heathen, is we have a spiritual connection to the Most High, and that's what makes us so powerful. All the other nations, they might have physical things like gold, like all the women, like all the jewelry, like all the oil. They may have a fit, they might have all those physical things, but one thing that they would never have that we will always have is a connection with the Most High God, man. We are a spiritual group of people. Them other nations are not spiritual, bro. They are not. They always are carnal. They always do things on a carnal level. They always think carnal. They never think spiritual. We are a spiritual people because we understand, that we have a Most High God on our side. The one true living God is only the God of the Israelites. They go back to Joel 2 and 27, right? So we understand that we are a spiritual people. We spiritual beings. This world, we connected to this world. We connected to all the animals. Cause you gotta think about it. Adam named all the animals. So don't you think he had a connection with them? We are very, very special people. And these other nations, they know that about us. And best believe they know that we are a very special spiritual people. Going back to that movie Avatar, we know Avatar 2 in the first one, but I'm talking about the second one. They know that that's us. You could tell by the hairstyles that that's talking about the so-called blacks and Native American Indians in the movie Avatar 2. Look how they was connected to the animals. I think the sister called the whale her spiritual sister, and they was literally talking to each other, hugging each other, and kissing each other. She was connected to the animals. That's how we was when we was on the side of the Most High God. When we was keeping these commandments, that's how we was. We was connected with these animals. We was playing with lions. You know what I'm saying? We was playing with gorillas. We was playing with sharks. You know what I'm saying? We was really on this. But now, when you look at our people, we can't do this stuff like how the Bible speaks about how we used to do because we destroy it. We doped up. We on drugs. We commit adultery. We dang Muslims. We lost our light. we lost everything. We lost the Most High God, man. We lost him. So that we lost him, we lost our power. So the Lord said he give us power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. And nothing shall by any means hurt you. So we have this power, man. This power is in us. The spirit of Christ is in us. Think about how deep that is. The spirit of Christ is in us, man. We are God's chosen people. So we can do it. But you gotta realize that and come to our senses and realize this how much power we truly have. We don't need no what them cards called? Pterodactyl cards, uh
Tear it, boy.
Tarot, whatever they call it, witchcraft. Our people be into witchcraft, you know what I'm saying? Casting spell. We don't need that. That's on the left hand
Chakras,
side. Huh?
chakra stones,
Yeah, the stone. We don't need the stone. We don't need them spiritual books that we people.
blue eye bracelets, meaning good
Yeah,
luck comes. Mm-mm.
good luck charm. Yeah, we don't need none of that stuff, man. The heathen need that stuff because they don't have no true living God. We don't need that because we are the greatest people. So can you give me Psalms 82 and 6? You're starting the
Um,
foundation. Before I get into the accounts of our mighty forefathers and foremothers, just starting the foundation to let brothers and sisters see that we are the gods of this earth and we got power to do, you know, this stuff that our forefathers did.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So the Bible said, let's go into the Bible. Psalms 82 and 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. So we are gods, man. And not gods as the not we're not talking about we're not saying we God the most high God that created everything. No, we are gods. That means just power. But we are the true living gods of this earth. Of this earth. So all the other nations, everything that you see, every living creature that you see, we are above them. The scriptures say in First Corinthians, I can't remember the verse, but it said we're gonna judge the angels. You can look it up, babe. I know it's in First Corinthians. We gonna judge the angels. That's how powerful we is. The saints, which are the Israelites, going back to Psalms 50 and 5, we the only people that made a covenant with the Most High God by sacrifice. He said that we are gonna judge the angels. That's how powerful we is.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
Right. So this is in the time to come. We are gonna judge angels in the kingdom of heaven, man. Right, we're gonna be over them.
Over there, angels?
See that? This how special we is as a people, man. And didn't our forefather Jacob, and I'm gonna get that soon, didn't our forefather Jacob, which later name was changed to Israel, didn't he wrestle a angel and win? I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. But Psalm 82 and 6 said that we are gods, man. We are literally the gods of this place. But guess what? We've been taught that we niggas. We've been taught that we African American. We've been taught that we wetbacks. We've been taught that we redskins, thugs, gangsters, hoes. We've been taught all this stuff about us that's false, that this society gave us, not knowing that the Bible said we are gods. We are gods of this place, man. That's why we so quick. Are we so fast? That's why we so smart, right? That's why we the best cooks. We the best when it comes to uh we the best when it comes to the swag. You know what I'm saying? Talking to women. We just the best at everything we do. Not even trying. It just comes natural. I'm the best at brothers don't even go in the gym and practice shooting, but yet the brother don't never miss. The brother don't never go to the track and practice running, but yet he's so fast, right? The brother don't. What's another one? The brother don't. Never. The brother ain't went to dance school or dance class. He ain't never learned how to dance, but yet he naturally he naturally can dance. He naturally, real smooth with it.
I
Why
bet.
is that? Because we are gods of this earth. The nations fear that, man. These nations fear that because they understand, hey man, these are God's chosen people. They know that. And they women know that. I want to send, but I want you to is it a way that if I send you something, can you play it?
I'll figure it out, my love. I can make it. I can try to make it work. Lord willing, through the spirit.
Lord willing, it's in his phone. It is right here, and I'm gonna send it. Even they know, and um, they 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 women know as well, and that's one reason why during slavery, during segregation, also during this time right now, they men killed a lot of our men because of their women. They know that we God's chosen people, and if they don't know that, they know that it's something special about us. We are a unique people. Black and oh, you notice Black and Latinos got the same background. We both can cook. We both like music. We both like to dance. We both like to dress up and go out. We both like to drink and chill and have a good time. You know, we the same exact people. We are the salt of the earth. We are kings. And once the so-called Black and Latino man and woman and child realize that we are not enemies and that we have a common enemy, which is the so-called white man, once we come together and realize that we're not different, we just speak different languages, we the same exact people, we descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. Once we realize that and come back to our God, it's over. This is over. This what you see around here in this world is over once we come back to our God. They know that.
Hold on, I gotta take it down
Okay,
so
you
I
good.
can share the audio. I didn't have the audio shared.
You good.
Women have a natural inclination to choose the alpha of their species. It's literally in our nature. Just as it's in a man's nature to be a fucking horn dog. Yeah. So we choose superior men. And superior men are beautiful black kings. And they've been superior since the dawn of motherfucking time. And they are coming and they are spreading their beautiful seed all across Europe. And no matter how hard little pin dick Trump wants to try and keep them out of the United States of America, they're coming here too. And they're going to breed all your little white country daughters that have never met a black man before. They're going to literally take over. All hail a black world.
Yeah, she got a fetish too. She got a kind of weird fetish, but it just show you that they know, man. They know that we are the most. Everybody know this, that we're the most superior race. Why is that? Because we are gods, man. Even in these fleshly bodies, we still the gods. We still the best, right? So can you give me John 10 and 34?
It's John chapter 10, verse 34. Yahushua answered them, is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods?
So Yahushua answered them. He was like, he answered the Jews. He was like, hey man, is it not written in your law? I said you are gods. So he referring back to Psalms 82 and 6, what I just read, when it said we are gods. So Yahushua said, hey man, ain't it written in your law that you gods? You are gods. You are a god. You're like, I'm a god. You an Israelite like I'm an Israelite. That's what he's saying. We got to realize this, man. We are not regular beings. We are not the same as these other races. They will never be on our level. We are on a higher scale, way higher scale than they can ever be. And these are facts. Right? These are facts. So can you give me Matthew 10 and 7 through 8? And then I get the classic Deuteronomy 76.
Matthew 10 and 7 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give.
So you gotta think about it. We was literally doing this stuff, man. We was literally healing the sick, whether somebody was sick, Just imagine somebody got cancer and they're on their deathbed. You had brothers literally going to them and healing them just by putting their hand on them or praying over them or doing whatever they was doing. They healed them. It was cleansing the leper. It was raising from the dead. Somebody literally could have died on their deathbed. Ain't breathing no more. Cold. They skin, their body cold as ice. Then the brothers walking there probably say, rise up, or might even say nothing. They wake up from the dead. We casting out demons out of people, bro. These are powers. If you think about it, we literally got superpowers, so-called. And you see where they get these movies from with all these people with these supernatural powers. They get that from us. They get this from this Bible, bro. We were literally doing this stuff, raising people from the dead and casting out devils freely. We have this power to do this, and we still do. We just don't know it because we think that we regular like everybody else. We think it's crazy because other people can't do it. We think that we can't do it because we think we just humans. We don't think that we guys. We don't know that we guys. So we think this stuff is fiction. We think this stuff is it's just in movies. This ain't real because we don't know the power that we actually have with the Most High God on our side. We don't know. So I just want to. Matter of fact, can you give me Deuteronomy 7:6? The classic, man. To show that we are special, that we are the greatest people on the face of the planet. And I ain't just saying that just to say it. I got a verse to prove it.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. So the Lord is talking to the Israelites when you go to Deuteronomy 7:1. He's talking to Israel. What was that, Deuteronomy 7:1? I think it was Deuteronomy 7. Or Deuteronomy 1:1. When you go to Deuteronomy 1:1, it shows you who he's talking to, which is the Israelites. Right. So now when you go to Deuteronomy 7:6, he's still talking to Israel. He said that we are holy people. Come.
Spake unto all Israel.
Spake unto all Israel. You go ahead and go back. Spake unto all Israel. So, matter of fact, go
You said go back to Deuteronomy 7:6?
yeah, go back to go to Deuteronomy 4. Go back to Deuteronomy 14:2. We're special people, man.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Right. So that's when the Lord chose us to be a peculiar people. We gotta think about it, man. We are a very intelligent people, bro. We are a very, very smart, unique people. We are different, man. But thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord have chosen thee to be a peculiar people. Now, I'm going to read the definition of that word peculiar. Watch this. Check this out. Let me type that in. This is the definition of peculiar. Strange, unusual, odd, funny. If you describe someone or something as peculiar, you think that they are strange or unusual, sometimes in an unpleasant way. So in this account, it ain't talking about in a unpleasant way. This talking about we are strange or unusual because we different than all these other races. He chose us to be a special people. He chose us to be a set apart people. Because holy just means set apart above all nations that are upon the earth. So what happened to everybody being equal? When the Lord said he chose us to be a set apart people. Now Now, when my real come back when she come back out the kitchen, I'm gonna get her on the screen to go back to Deuteronomy 76, and I want to show y'all what that definition of that word special mean, because in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, what we just read, the Lord just said, these ain't my words either. These the Lord words. The Lord said, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So, babe, can you look up that? Can you go to Google and look up that word special?
It means better, greater, or different from what is usual, exceptional, unusual. A synonym is extra special,
See that?
uncommon, important, significant. We better, we different. We the best people alive.
We're the best people alive. And people that say racism, he's talking racist. No, I'm talking facts. I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking big facts. I'm speaking big facts. The Lord said we are a special people. We are a better people than everybody. We are greater than everybody else, and we are different from what they is. You gotta think about it. If they can do something, we can do it 10 times better. Let's keep it real. Whatever they do, we can do it 10 without even trying. We can do it 10 times better. Cause that's that God, like that's that God in us, man. That's that God in us. So now I'm finna get some accounts, right? Just want to show brothers and sisters, man. What? Hey, don't take this lightly. Don't think that you're just a black man, African American woman, no, that's man. I have to say Chinese man. Don't think that you're an African American man or African American woman, or just a Mexican man, a Mexican woman, Puerto Rican man, Puerto Rican woman, Native American man, Native American woman. Don't think that you that. Don't think that you just that, man. You not that. You far from that. You don't think that you're on the same level as these other races, because you not. They don't have the power to do what you can do. They wish they did. They wish they had a God they can connect to on the spiritual level, but they don't. They don't have this power that you have. Wake up. Remember that you're an Israelite. Remember that. Remember your God. Remember your God. He will fight for you. But now the first account I'm finna get is the mighty brother Samson, man. Now all these people that I'm finna read about are Israelites. So they are so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian. But most of them are so-called blacks. Right? But some of them, I think one of them, Judith, the sister Judith, was Northern Kingdom. So she was a so-called I think she was so-called Dominican, according to the chart though, if I ain't tripping. But these are our people though, because black and Hispanics are the same people. So these are our forefathers that we reading about in these scriptures. So the first brother I'm finna get is Samson. Can you give me Judges chapter 15 and verse 15 through 16? Look what our brother Samson did, man. This is the power that he had.
The book of Judges, chapter 15, verse 15 through 16. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men.
So, brother, see, I don't think brothers and sisters truly understand what's going on, man. So, babe, can you look up a jaw? Just go to Google and type in a jawbone of an ass. This crazy. Like this it. See,
Donkey or ass?
ass.
If
They're
I
the
type
same
that in, it's
thing.
probably gonna show like an actual butt. I feel like
That right there. He killed 1,000. You gotta think about it, man. This man Samson killed 1,000 men, not 10 men, not 20 men, not even 100 men. This man killed now this ain't even count, bro. He killed 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass. And think about it. All these men, they had swords. So imagine men coming at you with a sword and you got a jawbone in your hand going to work. Straight going to war. This the power that we have, putting thousands of men to flight, man. And we still have this power in us. We just got to connect to the Most High God and keep His commandments. We have this power in us. For a man to kill for a man to kill 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass only, that's impressive, man. That's impressive. And the Most High God was fighting for him. Matter of fact, can you get me this precept? All praise the Most High God made me think about it. Cause I forgot to write it down. What our forefather David said. Psalms 144:1.
Psalms 144:1.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I want.
Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which cheateth my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
Right. So now can you go to Psalms 18:34? So that just to show you that the Lord, when you have that spirit on you, man, when you have that spirit on you from the Most High God, you might not know how to fight. You might not know, you might have never gotten a fight a day in your life. But just say 5 or 6 men come to fight you, and now that spirit on you from the Most High God, man, you would then be doing drop kicks, karate punches, hitting backflips. You ain't never did that before in your life. But that's the spirit of the Most High God, man. We've been doing this. We always talking about Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, or them niggas over there in China, bro. Them boys can fight. We've been on that. This martial arts stuff, we've been on that. Who was the first ones on that? We've been on that. So a so-called Chinese man would not be able to kill 1,000 men with a jawbone. A white man is not gonna be able to kill 1,000 men with a jawbone. An Arab man is not gonna kill 1,000 men with a bone of a jaw of an ass. He wasn't. So can you read that, babe?
He teacheth my hands to war, so that the bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand have holding me up, and thy gentleness have made me great.
Come, man. So the Lord just teach us how to war. So the things that we doing is not really of us, is of the Lord. He's fighting through us. So that's why it's very important to keep these commandments, man, because when you keep these commandments, you literally have a shield around you. Plus, you got the angels too that's around you as well. Psalms 91:11, right? So now, just going back into Samson, man killed thousands of men with a jawbone. He was an Israelite. He was a so-called black man, right? So now let's see about David. Everybody know about David. So can you give me First Samuel chapter 17 and verse 49 through 50?
First Samuel 17:49, and it reads, and David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead. He fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him, but there was no sword in the hand of David.
Now let's go into our forefather David. Everybody know the story of David and Goliath, right? But you gotta think David was a child. David was a child going to war against Goliath. And that was a grown man. You had Saul and the rest of the brothers who was scared to go to war with Goliath. They're like, man, he too big. I forgot how big Goliath was. I think, if I am mistaken, David went out there to war with no chest plate on or nothing. Cause I think Saul tried to give it to him, but it was too big. He couldn't fit it. So he went out there with a slingshot and a rock. And the Lord put that spirit on David to have first and foremost to have the faith to even go out there because you have grown men was scared to go to war, but you got this little kid, this little king, I should say, this little prince. He was ready to go to war, man. And it said he put his hand in his bag and took a stone. He ain't have no sword in his hand. Matter of fact, can you get 51, babe?
Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof and slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled.
So this is a little child, man. This is a little child that was doing this. He killed. Now this is our history. This man killed a grown man that was mighty in war. They best soldier. David killed them with a rock and a slingshot. You gotta think about that for a minute, man. He is our forefather. This the power that we have when we obey the Most High God. He gave David the strength to kill one of the Philistines' best men when it came to war with a rock and slingshot. Not a sword, but a rock and a slingshot. That's why nobody don't want to mess with us, man. Nobody especially didn't want to mess with us back then when it came to this war stuff. They didn't. So can you give me 1 Samuel 18 and 27?
1 Samuel 18 and 27. Wherefore David arose and went, he and his men, and slew of the Philistine 200 men, and David brought their foreskins, and they gave them in full tale to the king, that he might be the king's son-in-law, and Saul gave him Michal his daughter to wife.
So basically, Saul was like, hey man, before David went to war, he was like, hey man, if you kill so-and-so these men, I'll give you my daughter to wife. David went to war now and slew of the Philistines 200 men. Him and his men. They killed 200 men, bro, of the Philistines. We was mighty men. And that's something they don't teach us, bro. They teach us that we just thugs. Our little Ray, he's nothing but a nigga. But they're not gonna tell you that we was masters when it came to this war stuff. Not of our own hand, but because of the Most High God. He was the one that was fighting for us to even protect us, to even go out here to do this stuff. It been plenty of times in the Bible, a lot of times in the Bible, when we was outnumbered, right? We was outnumbered big time, but we always end up going to the war and winning because that Most High God, man. These are powers that we have. The Most High God is our power source, man. He's like our cheat code. Who can really mess with us or what we can't do? What's some stuff that we can't do if we keeping the commandments of God? We can do anything. The more faith, just think about if you had a lot of faith, a lot of faith. And that spirit of the Most High on you, man, you don't fear nothing, bro. You don't fear nothing. You had our men going to war ready to die. So can you give me verse 7? I mean did you read? Oh my bad. 1 Samuel 8 and 7. Or 18 and 7, my bad.
Yeah. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s.
So you got, man, we know that's why it's so important to get into the Old Testament, because the Old Testament that's where a lot of history is. A lot of wars and all of that. You had these men going to war, killing thousands and 10,000 men. That's not light. That is work. Giving them crazy work. Like bruh say from what his name? LaShawn McCoy. I be giving him crazy work. That's what David and Saul was doing, giving them crazy work, man. Giving them crazy. You going to war killing 1,000, 10,000s of men? That's that supernatural power. That's that power that, and you don't know what they was doing, bro. You don't know what type of moves they was doing. You don't know what they was might have had stuff coming out their hands. You don't even know. Might have was invisible. You don't even know. You don't know half of the stuff that was going on. It's how real it is, man. So can you give me Exodus 14? What is that? Exodus 14? Yeah, Exodus 14 and 21. Getting into Moses. Everybody know Moses. What the Lord did for Moses, man. This man parted the Red Sea. He was a so-called black man.
Mm-hmm. Ready for me to read it?
Mm-hmm.
And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.
So this is our history. You know, they give us Black History Month. They give us the shortest month to talk about our history. Then when we get into the school in history class, they barely want to talk about our history. They don't want to tell us nothing about none of our history besides Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Thurgood Marshall, Rosa Parks, uh, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. We learn about these people. This is our history right here. Our history is so beautiful that they had to steal it, hide it from us, and make movies off of it. This man, imagine a so-called black man putting his hand wait, what verse that was? 21. Just imagine him stretching out his hand. Just imagine a man stretching out his hand over the sea. And then it dry. And then the water, like just say he putting his hand over the sea. Then the water dry up, right? And then it divide. Yeah, perfect examples. Even though it's whitewash. See that? But perfect example, right? Just imagine that's happening, man. This is our history. No other race people can say that happened to them and they people. This is our history, man. And look at them trying to go back up. Right there. Right there.
There we go. That's the right picture right there.
What you eating?
How you know I'm eating? How you know I'm eating?
Can you make it bigger? I hear you.
You listening too hard.
Everybody hear you, man.
Okay, I'm done. Ooh, I like this. This God chosen people art. Ooh.
So I ain't never seen that.
Wait a minute now.
Yeah, hey, remember that page. Remember that so we can go
Nah,
back.
I'm gonna
And see
save it
that?
to my laptop. And when I click bigger, it makes it smaller. When I click smaller, it makes it bigger. Can you see now?
Yep.
That's a beautiful picture. I love this.
That's more like it.
There we go. I like this.
That was going on, man. The Lord parted the sea for the Israelites. The black and Latinos, this was us.
You know, women covered up in modesty too. That's really us right there.
That's really us. This is the power that we have when we obey our God. And you wonder why they push us away from obeying our God. Even in the churches, we're not truly taught how to connect to our God, man. He is our source. He is the power. Just like but guess what our kryptonite is? Sin.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, Superman. Superman weakness was kryptonite. His weakness was kryptonite. So Oh, look for my phone too. Where's it? Looks like it. When you watch the movie Superman, his weakness was kryptonite. So when he seen that kryptonite, it weakened him. And our kryptonite as being Israelites is sin, because once we get deep into sin, we losing our power. We losing our main source to be able to do these things, man. We losing it. That's what's going on with a lot of our people now in today's time. We forgot about the Most High God.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot about him. So that's why we can't do this stuff like that. We can't do it no more. But we're gonna start seeing some more miracles real soon. The Lord gonna show his power. He gonna show his power. He gonna show it. And that's why he always allows certain things to happen to show his power. Um, so yeah, Moses, man, Moses part the sea, man. Why are we not getting taught this? Why y'all can't tell us about why they can't tell us about this history right here? They tell us about all this other stuff about their history, but they don't want to tell us about our history. Because they don't want you to know that you can do this. They don't want you to know that you have the power to do this. They don't want you to know that you have the power to heal. Because once you realize that you have the power to heal, you don't need no doctors. And first and foremost, you'll realize that it's spirits. They'll think it's spirits. I mean, we'll realize it's spirits. They don't want you to think, because guess what? When you have cancer, when you have uh when you sick or had a flu or have any diseases, or you blind, or when you deaf, those are all spirits. That's why you had men in the ancient times healing people from those sicknesses. Why? Because those are spirits. And we have the power to do that. It ain't saying nothing about other nations. So when you seeing on YouTube heathen pastors touching people and they healed, man, that's fake, man. They didn't never had the power to do that. We have the power to do that, to heal the sick for real, to raise the dead for real. Who knows? But think about this, man. Just say one of our uncles died. A lot of our people think it's impossible. They start crying. He gone. Uncle Ray gone. No. Not knowing. You never know. If the most I could put the spirit on us to bring a man to life, man. He said it in Matthew 10 and 7 through 8. The brothers the prophets had the disciples had the power to do that. Ain't we disciples? Ain't we prophets? Ain't we messengers of the Lord? So who's to say we can't do that now? We just don't have the faith like they had. They literally had more faith than us, man. They was literally seeing this. All it is faith, man.
Did you freeze up?
Reading about, they had faith. They had faith. All these people that was, that was mighty, that did mighty acts, they had faith. They believed. We need to have our faith. We need to build our faith up. We are a faithless society. We are a faithless generation. We got to see it to believe it. I ain't believing that I don't believe that he walked on water because I ain't see it. We gotta see it. You know what I'm saying?
Hello?
Cons, like
You keep breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
It was cutting out. It just saying.
Uh, it's still breaking up.
No.
All right, con. Let's say it, man. So now we finna get into a woman, right? Judith, chapter 13 and verse 2 through 15. We finna get into a woman doing the miracle that was an Israelite woman. So not only do our men have these powers, that have these, that powers. The women do too. Man, the Lord, man, bro. The Israelites weren't nothing to play with, and they knew that back then. Right now, they think it's a joke. They laughing now because we don't know who he is, and that's why it's so much. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's so many distractions. They distract you with the music. They distract you with celebrity drama. They distract you with sports. They distract you with entertainment. Right? They distract you from knowing who you are and from knowing the Most High. Because when you eating pork, when you eating crab leg, shrimp, and lobster, when you breaking the Sabbath day, you're not gonna be connected to the Most High. You're gonna be weak and weak and weak. Because everything is spiritual. So when we was healing our people, when we was casting them, casting Satan off of them, we was casting that spirit that was on them. You know how powerful, and that way they get I think bro name was Shane Shung on Mortal Kombat. Shane Shung, something like that. I used to play Mortal Kombat. He basically was taking people's souls. He had the power to take people's souls, man. You know what I'm saying? Who were taking their souls. But we do that on a righteous level though. We taking those demons off of brothers and sisters, man. And we do that still to this day at camp. When you have a brother and sister come up to camp, this show you this on a little. I ain't gonna say this a little. I ain't gonna even call it little because this mighty. This very powerful. At camp, when brothers bringing the word out, and you have people walk up, when they first walk up, they scoffing, right? Y'all niggas don't know nothing. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know nothing. Then we got the power to talk to them, bringing the words of the Most High out to the point where now they listening. Now they hearkening. They was just being, cussing at us. Now they hearkening. Now they trying to get fringes. Now they trying to keep the Sabbath day. That was the Most High God through us. We took that spirit off of them. We literally healed them. They were spiritually sick. They was in a sin, but we healed them through the spirit. Now they come back to their nationality, right? This the power that we have, man. We connect to the Most High God. So can you get that verse? But oh, you're already there.
This is Judith chapter 13 and verse 1. Now when the evening was come, his servants made haste to depart. And Begal shut his tent without and dismissed the waiters from the presence of his Lord, and they went to their bed, so they were all weary because the feast had been long. And Judith was left alone in the tent, and Holofernes lying alone upon his bed, for he was filled with wine. Now Judith had commanded her maid to stand without her bedchamber and wait for her, coming forth as she did daily, for she said she would go forth to her prayers, and she spake to Begawas according to the same purpose. So all went forth, and none was left in his bedchamber, neither little nor great. Then Judith, standing by his bed, said in her heart, O Lord, God of all power, look at this present upon the work of mine hands for the exaltation of Jerusalem. For now is the time to help thine inheritance and to execute thine enterprises to the destruction of the enemies which are risen against us. Then she came to the pillar of the bed, which was at Holofernes' head, and took down his falchion from thence, and approached to his bed, and took hold of the hair of his head, and said, Strengthen me, O Lord God of Israel, this day. And she smote twice upon his neck with all her might, and she took away his head from him, and tumbled his body down from the bed, and she pulled down the canopy from the pillars, and anon after she went forth and gave Holofernes his head to her maid. And she put it in her bag of meat, so they twain went together according to their custom unto prayer. When they passed the camp, they compassed the valley and went up the mountain of Bethula and came to the gates thereof. Then said Judith afar off to the watchman at the gate, Open now the gate. Yahweh, even our God, is with us to show his power yet in Jerusalem and his forces against the enemy, as he have even done this day.
So she prayed. Now this is a mighty forefather. I mean, my bad, mighty foremother Judith. And I'm not gonna spoil it. But brothers and sisters, read the book of Judith. It's in the Apocrypha. It's in the King James 1611 version Bible with the Apocrypha already in there. or you can buy the Apocrypha separate, or you can get the KJVA as an Apple, the KJVA app on the App Store, and you can read the Book of Judith on your phone. But read the Book of Judith, man. She was a mighty woman, man. She was a warrior, and she prayed to the Most High God before she cut this man's head. It's a reason why she cut his head off. I'm not gonna spoil it, but just know that she was a hero, man. She was a hero, and hey, she had to have some strength, you know, to take that knife, because them ain't no them knives is not I mean, my bad, them swords are not light. That's how you know it was the Most High strength. That's what she said, strengthen me. She said that because she understood that she wasn't gonna be like, she probably wasn't gonna be strong enough to do that on her own, pick up that sword and cut his head like that. So he said, strengthen me, Lord. And then she cut his head. These are our accounts in the Bible. So when you read those accounts, I mean, when you watch those movies of women uh going to war, or I ain't gonna say go to war, but when you see those movies with women, like what's that movie called? The Old Guard. Yeah, The Old Guard on Netflix. Well, I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I think it's called The Old. Is it called The Old Guard, babe? Let me
What
see
about
it.
the old guard?
Let me come here.
There's a movie called The Old Guard, but what you trying to get at though?
Yeah, you know how those women was on there? They was like, they were mighty in a sense. Like they was warriors. The women
Okay.
was. Yeah, warriors. That's how our foremothers was, man. Best believe now women wasn't going to war with us back then, but best believe they could fight though. Best believe they could fight. She had the heart to go and cut this man head off for her nation, for the Israelites, man. She did that to save us. That's power. The Most High God gave her strength to do that because she was keeping the commandments and had faith. So how much more us in, well, in today's time, how much more us coming back to the Most High God and keeping His commandments and having faith? What make you think you can't do none of this stuff I just read already? The reason why we don't believe because we don't have faith. That's the reason why we don't truly believe that this is in us, because we don't have faith. Because this place, America, don't teach having faith. It's everything is carnal. You think carnally here, right?
Bring that out.
So you get the Joshua 3 and 15 through 17.
And as they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped in the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his banks all the time of harvest. Then the waters which came down from the above stood and rose up upon an heap very far from the city Adam, that is beside Zeraton, and those that came down toward the sea of the plain, even the salt sea failed and were cut off, and the people passed over right against Jericho. And the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan, and all the Israelites passed over on dry ground until all the people were passed clean over Jordan.
So the Lord, we know what the Lord did with Moses when he dried the sea up. He did the same thing for Joshua. He dried the river up, the Jordan River up. He dried it up so we can walk on it. So we literally walked. Just imagine you seeing the Lord drying the river up and you walking, and it's dry now. You just walking through it on dry ground. He did that for the Israelites. He did that for us. Brothers and sisters got to wake up and understand how powerful we are. We are not no, but we are not no, what's the word I'm looking for? We not no average Joes out here. You know what I'm saying? We not average. We're not the same as these other races. We are on a whole nother playing field. Literally. If we dominating in sports, how much more you think war? How much more you think we was dominating when we was going to war for our nation? And the Most High God was fighting for us. How much more you think we was dominating? If we already dominating in these sports, these Greek sports, how much more you think we was dominating when we was going to war for the Most High God? Man, can you give me First Kings 17:6, babe? I'm almost done. Got like 7 more.
And the
5.
ra-
My bad.
and it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook.
So this is going into Elijah, right? This how powerful he is, man. And the Lord ain't did none of this stuff for no all this stuff that you're reading. The Lord ain't do this to no other nation but Israel. Only the Black and Latinos and Native American Indians. He only did this stuff for us. He fed Elijah, which was an Israelite. He fed him with ravens. Imagine you getting fed. Just imagine ravens coming down and bringing you food in the mornings and then bread and flesh in the evening. So the Lord put the spirit on these ravens to feed Elijah, man. This how I say we be connected to that. We connected to these. These accounts are real, man. These ain't no fairy tale accounts. We were so connected to nature. The Lord put the spirit on the birds to feed us, to feed him. Look at, like I said, look at Adam. Adam named the animals. Look at Noah. They got on the ship with Noah. These are our forefathers, man. We're a beautiful, beautiful people, man. We're a very, very, very special, unique people. Very. Right. So can you give me John 4:46? Finna get into Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ. We know the miracles that he did.
You said it was John what?
John 4:46. Now we know that he a so-called black man. When you get into Revelations 1:14 and 15, he was a so-called black man. He from the tribe of Judah, and he was an Israelite. He a so-called black man. Right? He our forefather. So if you're a black, Latino, or Native American Indian watching this video, you are reading about your forefathers and foremothers. Right? And now we finna read about the greatest man that ever walked the earth, and let's see what he was doing.
So Yahushua came again into Cana of Galilee, where he made the water wine, and there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capernaum. When he heard that Yahushua was come out of Judea into Galilee, he went unto him and besought him that he would come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Then said Yahushua unto him, except ye see signs and wonders, ye will not believe. The nobleman said unto him, Sir, come down ere my child die. Yahushua said unto him, Go thy way, thy son liveth. The man believed the word that Yahushua had spoken unto him, and he went his way.
So that's mighty, man. So going to the account when he turned the water to wine. This man literally turned water to wine. And he is, think about it. Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, Jesus, whatever y'all call him, he turned water to wine. He turned water to wine. He is our big brother. You black and Latinos, this man is our big brother. We got the same blood in our veins as Christ. Everybody on the face of the planet don't, because he came from the Israelites. He came from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the Israelites, we had the same blood in his veins. I mean, he got the same blood in his veins that we have in our veins right now. He is literally our kinfolk. But the other nations can't say that. That's just like I can't say that I got the same blood in my veins as Donald Trump. Or as, I can't say that because we're not the same people. We don't come from the same kin, from the same kinfolk. We're not the same people. But black and Latinos, we are the same people. We're the Israelites, and Christ was the Israelite. So we literally got the same blood as he had when he was down here on earth. So we should turn up when we hear about this, man, because he one of us. And he turned water to wine. And he healed somebody without even going in there looking at him. He just spoke it and it was healed. Look how powerful that is, man. So now can you give me Matthew 14? The Lord said we had these same powers, man. He told his brethren that they got the same, they can do this same stuff if they truly believe. They was really healing people, the same thing. So how much more us?
What verse you want?
I know this account going until when he fed them with the bread and when he was on the when he walked on water. So you start at 17. Uh, Con. Verse 17, they said unto him, we have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And he said, bring them hither to me. So they basically saying, man, it's a multitude. Um, Going back to verse 15. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Yahushua said unto them, they need not depart, give ye them to eat. So they're like, man, they don't got to go nowhere. Hey, I got this. And they said, hey, but we only have 5 loaves and 2 fishes. So they're like, hold on, how we gonna feed all these people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? And Yahushua basically saying, hey man, bring it to me. And it said he came and he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass and took the 5 loaves and 2 fishes and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake and gave the loaves to his disciples and disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat and were filled. So the Lord, go back up. So like you said, he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake and gave the loaves to his disciples and the disciples to the multitude. So the Lord fed, bro, the Lord fed all these people. What it said with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? And they did all eat and were filled, and they took up of the fragments that remained 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. Now, this is a miracle. This is power. And Yahweh Shah, who the world called Jesus, he was in the flesh like us. He was literally in the flesh like us. Yes, he was the Son of Man, but he came in the flesh to show us that we can do these things too. He was an example to us, man. Mighty brother. He was an example to us to show us that we can do these things, man. With the faith. But you got it, baby. You on mute if you read.
I was over here talking. I said, did you want me to keep reading this account or go to the next one about walking on water?
Yeah, you can go to the one when he walked on water.
Okay. So this is verse 26. I'm going to start at 25. I'm going to start at 24. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the 4th watch of the night, Yahushua went unto them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Yahushua spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. Want me to stop or keep going?
So I'm gonna break it down. You keep going. I'm gonna say something real quick. So it's basically Yahweh Shah, who the world called Jesus Christ. He's walking on water. He's literally walking on water. Now Peter is not the Christ, but Peter is a regular man. But Peter, by faith, before he started losing faith, he had faith that he can do it. In the Lord, he got that power to walk on water. Keep going.
And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahushua. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me.
So that's what happens. He lost that faith. He lost sight of the Most High. And that's what happened. That's what's going on with us right now. We lost faith. We lost sight of the Most High God. We lost who we truly is. So therefore, we lost that power that we had. We lost everything. So that's why the Lord say, man, remember who you are. Remember who you are. Because if you once you remember who you are, man, you remember the power that you have. That power, man, that your source, the Most High God. So can you give me Luke 22 and 51, baby? So you have men walking on water, men killing thousands with jawbone of a ass, men splitting the sea, men getting birds feeding men with ravens, women cutting men heads off. No, this was going on, man.
You said Luke 22 and 14?
No, Luke 22 and 51.
Okay. Kind of like you. And Yahushua answered and said, Suffer ye thus far. He touched his ear and healed him.
So basically, matter of fact, you can start at 49, then read 51. So like it.
When they which were about him saw what would follow, they said unto him, Lord, shall we smite with the sword? And one of them smote the servant of the high priest and cut off his right ear. And Yahushua answered and said, Suffer ye this far. And he touched his ear and healed him.
So this high priest just got his ear cut off. And Yahushua touched this man's ear and healed it. Just imagine your ear just get cut off and he touched it where your ear was and he healed it. It came back as normal. Hey, don't you see this stuff on movies? Don't y'all notice all this stuff I've been reading? Y'all notice that you see this stuff on movies. You hear about this stuff on movies. Because they want you to think, they want you to think that you can't do this stuff. They want you to think, it's just a movie. I can't really do this. It's just a movie. It's fiction. But not knowing they get they movie ideas from you Black and Latinos. They get this stuff from you and what your and stuff that your forefathers and foremothers already done. So can you give me? I got three more. Can you give me Second Maccabees 11 and 7 through 11? Now we finna get in Second Maccabees, which is also in the Apocrypha. So like I said, if brothers and sisters download the KJVA as an Apple, KJVA, if y'all download that app on the App Store, it's the Bible app, man, with the Apocrypha in it, which is Apocrypha was part of the Bible. They just took it out to try to hide history. You can get into Second Maccabees and read it, man. Mighty book.
You said 11 and 7?
Second Maccabees chapter 11 and verse 7 through 11. Come.
Then Maccabees himself, first of all, took weapons, exhorting the other that they would jeopard themselves together with him to help their brethren. So they went forth together with a willing mind. And as they were at Jerusalem, there appeared before them on horseback one in white clothing, shaking his arm of gold.
So that one in white, that's an angel, man. Right? I'm led to believe that's an angel. It said, I'm led to believe that. It said, because, before then, brothers was, I'm gonna give brothers a background. The Maccabees, we're going to war. These are Israelite men going to war. They kind of outnumbered. So they was kind of panicking in a sense. They was kind of like down, like, oh my God, bro, it's more than them to us. So then Maccabees start, exhorting his brothers, and the Lord sent them someone to fight with them. In verse 8, it said, as they were in Jerusalem, there appeared before them on a horseback one in white clothing, shaking his armor of gold. So he sent a brother. Now, this wasn't no, this man right here, he was in white clothing, shaking the armor of gold. The Lord sent this man, I'm led to believe he was an angel. But keep going, babe.
And then they praised the merciful God altogether and took heart insomuch that they were ready not only to fight with men, but with most cruel beasts, and to pierce through walls of iron.
Right. So they had that. The Lord put that spirit on them. They ready to go to war with beasts. I just say they say they go to war. They see a bear come out. They ready to go to war with that bear in the middle of war. Right. They ready to do, but they ready for anything.
TTG,
Anything. Huh?
train to go.
Yeah. They don't go. They ready for whatever. What you got it?
Thus they marched forward in their armor, having an helper from heaven, for the Lord was merciful unto them. And giving a charge upon their enemies like lions, they slew 11,000 footmen and 1,600 horsemen, and put all the other to flight.
You get 12.
Many of them also being wounded escaped naked, and Osias himself fled away shamefully and so escaped.
So we put these men to flight, man. Putting men to flight. I want to show how many did we have. Let's try to go back up and see how many men we had when we was going. I think it might say how many men we had when we were finna go to war, how many they had. It should say in this chapter.
He had gathered about fourscore thousand with all the horsemen he came against the Jews. So he had 80,000. But we had 10,000. Hold on. Wait, hold on. So like, yeah, I'll take that back. And he had gathered about fourscore thousand with all the horsemen he came against the Jews. So he had 80,000. And not at all considering the power of Yahweh, but puffed up with his 10,000 footmen and his 1,000 horsemen, his fourscore. So he had like 80,000 elephants, 1,000 horsemen, 10,000 footmen. I don't. It don't say how many we had though.
Scroll down. You don't say in this chapter how many. It might say it in the other chapter, but I know they had way more than we had.
Definitely, they always did.
They always did. When you read these accounts, man, they always had way more than we had. And I want to get a number. Was it a count when David went to war and they had only had more than us? And it's probably don't say in that chapter. It's straight though. But yeah, just know they had way more. When you read the account of Second Maccabees and First Maccabees, they always had way more soldiers than we had, man. And we always end up putting them in the flight. We always end up coming and winning. Cause we had the Most High God fighting for us, man. How many it said we slew of them?
11. We slew 11,000 footmen and 1,600 horsemen, and put everybody else to flight. Everybody else ran.
Everybody else was. Come on now, do what we do, man. You think our history just selling dope? That's how culture not selling dope, pimping our women out.
Nope.
On a strip pole.
Nope.
No, we was doing this. We was doing. So when you watch movies like that 100, what's that movie called? The 100 or 400? What that movie war called? That movie called, man. I don't think it's called the 100. It might be called. What's that war movie called? People know this. I don't think it's called. Let me see what that movie called. When you watch movies like that, man, with these people going to war and then people going to war with little bitty armies and going to war against these folks with big armies and they end up winning, they got that from the Bible. They got that from us. 300, that movie 300. When you watch that movie 300, Those people fighting are us, are Israelites, man. They're not gonna show. They're not gonna have black cast playing in that movie, but those are our people. Con. So now can you give me First Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 43 through 46?
Eleazar, also surnamed I don't know how to pronounce that. Sararin, perceiving that one of the beasts armed with royal harness was higher than all the rest, and supposing that the king was upon him, put himself in jeopardy to the end he might deliver his people and get him a perpetual name. Wherefore he ran upon him courageously through the midst of the battle, slaying on the right hand and on the left, so that they were divided from him both sides. Which down he crept under the elephant and thrust him under and slew him. Whereupon the elephant fell down upon him, and there he died.
So this man went out as a martyr. This man went out as a soldier, man. He running in between of the war, cutting men up. Then he crept under the elephant, man. That's not, don't this sound like a son out of a movie, man? A man running in the middle of war and slicing men up while he running through, and then he crept under the elephant and thrust the elephant through under him. Don't he risked his life for his brothers, man?
That sounds like some action movie.
Yeah, this sound like some action movie. This sound like something Hollywood will put out because they get their ideas from our history. Our history is so special. They had to bite off of it, man. It made money. It made millions off our history. This is us, bro. We are a very special people, man. And you should wake up every day happy to be an Israelite, man. Every single day we should wake up happy to be an Israelite. Cause this is about our people, and this show what we capable of doing when we on one accord with the Most High God. These because the Bible say the scriptures are made for our learning sake. So this stuff that we read about, it shows how capable and how strong and how powerful we truly are if we be on one accord with the Most High God. This show you how powerful we can be when we come and keep the Lord's commandments and have faith. This stuff these accounts show you just what we was doing, bro. And look what we doing now. Compare the two, what we was doing back then and to what we doing now. And just look at our generation of people, and they show you why we can't do the stuff that we used to do. Because we so far away from the Most High God, we don't care. And we think we the same as all the other races that we don't even care. We don't know. Right? So can you give me the last precept? This last precept is mighty, man. Not precept, but the last verse is mighty. Going into our forefather Jacob, whose later name was changed to Israel. This man Jacob, can you give me Genesis chapter 32 and verse 24 through 32? This man Jacob wrestled an angel and won. Our forefather, black and Latinos, he only the forefather of us. Our forefather Jacob wrestled an angel and won. That's how he got his name Israel. Can you imagine wrestling an angel, bro?
Nope.
This man literally wrestled an angel. And I think he might have dislocated the angel. Well, no, I'm gonna get it. You can read it. I'm kind of getting excited. You can read it.
And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone. And then, hold on, I'm going to start at verse 22. We'll start 21. So went the present over before him, and himself lodged a night in the company. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? He said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has thou power with Yahweh and with men, and has prevailed. And Jacob asked and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen Yahweh face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose up upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel ate not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh and the sinew that shrank.
So this man wrestled an angel with a dislocated. What was it? Dislocated. What was dislocated? Crazy,
He
man.
touched he basically put a joint out of place, so we don't eat the sinew. I have to pull it up and show you what that is.
No, I'm talking about when he was wrestling the angel, he got dislocated. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That like he pulled a joint out of place, basically.
Yeah.
That man pulled a joint out of place and still won. Because wasn't his joint out of place? What did you say?
No, the angel joint went out of place. Jacob's was.
That's what I'm saying.
Con. He only put his joint out of place though, because Jacob was winning, so he tried to mess up his thigh to see if he was like gonna lose or something.
That's what I'm saying though. Jacob won with his thigh out of joint. So not only did he beat the angel, he beat the angel with his thigh out of joint. So that's even more impressive. Come on, man. We wrestling angels, bro, and lions, and let me get 2 more precepts. I'm done. Hold up. Let me get 2 more precepts. I'm done. Let me find that.
What you looking for, bro?
That, or I think it's when it said David played. I think it's in the yeah. Sirach chapter 47, verse 2 through 3.
Sirach 47.
Verse 2 through 3, which is also in the Apocrypha for brothers and sisters that may not know.
47. Verse 2. All right. And as is the fat taken away from the peace offering, so is David chosen out of the children of Israel. He played with lions as with kids, and with his bears as with lambs. Slew he not a giant when he was yet but young? And did he not take away reproach from the people when he lifted up his hand with the stone and the sling and beat down the boast of Goliath? Dang, I've never read this.
Come on. So this man David played with lions as with kids. Come on, man.
Your man played with lions.
As they little kids. Like you play with, like you play with a kid. And he played with bears as with lambs. Bears. Come on now. It's another precept. Yeah, I sound like a Christian pastor when I said that.
Basic, come on now.
They gotta feel us, man. They gotta put some respect on the children of Israel, man. Next. It's a precept that said he gonna give us what's that precept, man? Dang. Matter of fact, hold up real quick. We're gonna get that precept. Lord willing, this video edifying, man. I'm gonna get this last precept. And I'm gonna close out, Lord willing. But Lord willing, this video was edifying. You got this closet. Let me get this precept, man. All right. Find this precept. I got it written down. I kind of slipped my mind. I ain't read it in a minute. I ain't read it. Matter of fact, two more, babe. Two more, just two more. I found two more. Can you give me Joshua 23 and 10?
Joshua 23 and 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000 for the Lord your God. He it is that fighteth for you as he promised you.
So the Lord said, one man of us gonna be able to chase 1,000 men. Now the Lord said this. He wrote this. So how is one man gonna chase 1,000 men? That's some spiritual power that the Lord gonna give us. That's the only way. The Lord fighting for us, man. Our spiritual powers, man. We're gonna have the power to put 1,000 men to flight, and we don't read that already. How David was doing that, how Saul was doing that, how Samson was doing that. You know, how much more us? They Israelites just like us. So how much more us doing the same as that thing? Black and Latinos. We're already the best fighters in this world. No other race can go toe to toe with us in a fight. You get 5 Hispanic men and 5 white men, and they fight against each other. Who's gonna win? Or you get a Hispanic man or a white man or a Hispanic man or a Chinese man or a black man versus an Arab man. Who's gonna win these? We're gonna come on top, man. And they shouldn't even be going to battle with us, man. To be honest, they shouldn't be able to fight us. Because sometimes fights be close when we be going against them. That's because we lost our God, man. The fight shouldn't even be close. But we lost our God. We lost our God state. That's judgment from the Lord. So can you give me the last precept? Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20 through 24.
20 through 24. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord.
Right. So the Lord is using us, right? The Lord, Shalom King. I ain't even knew Art was on the call. Shalom King. Shalom, man. Brother Eleazar. I was just reading about Brother Eleazar, man. A mighty brother. Con, man. Oh, I said a kid is a baby goat. Con. When David was wrestling against that kid, when he say he wrestled with lions as with kids, it's a baby goat. I was thinking at first, when I first read that, I'm thinking like he playing with him as a kid. But you gotta think about it too. David, he might have been playing with it playing with it kind of like an actual kid. Playing with hugging on it, kissing on it, throwing it around. Like you never know. But stole that from getting. I'm just looking in the comments. They stole that from getting. Man, they stole, bro. They stole everything, man. They don't want us to know how powerful we truly is. They don't want us to know how powerful we truly is, man. That's why they they weaken us with the foods, chemtrails in the sky, the music. They try so hard to destroy us and weaken us, man, because they know how powerful we actually are, and they fear that. Who's literally putting other nations to flight, killing thousands of men when it's only like 100 men. You had 100. You had, it was accounts where it was like to 100 of us or 400 of us going to war against 1,000 of them, and we are put in the flight, utterly destroy them. Now, how is it that it's only 400 of us and it's 10,000 of them, and we overcome them? We like, how is that even possible? Right? The carnal mind would think, how is that even possible? How they don't even make sense. But when you realize that we are gods of this earth and that we are the Israelites, it'll make completely sense on why we was doing the stuff that we was doing. Because we was connected to the Most High God. He was fighting for us. And that's what he said in that verse that we just read in Jeremiah 51 and 20 through 24. He gonna use us. He's elect men. He gonna use us to destroy and do his work, man. He gonna use us to do that, like he been doing in the beginning of time. Right? So Lord, when this video is edifying, man, to the Black, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we are the biblical Israelites. Remember who you are. Remember where your power comes from. Remember that. It comes from the Most High God. Remember how powerful you truly is. Don't let these other nations tell you that you nothing. Don't let them tell you that you just a nigga or you just a Mexican or you're Hispanic. Don't let them tell you that. You are greatness, man. We are the kings and the princesses of this earth. And soon, Yahweh Shah, who the world called Jesus Christ, is coming back for his people, and it's going to be a war. Right? So with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. I say Shalom, Kwame Asherala. We got next. Rise, Israel.